I'm Shelby.
And I'm Courtney.
We're exploring our past, looking forward to our future, and living for the present, all while learning how to live magically. I like that you do the same thing every time.
Hey, Shelby, what's your takeaway?
I think my takeaway is to have patience in all sides of life, but specifically Disney. Also, did you know that today's the 20th episode?
Woohoo!
Talk about having patience. But have patience with Genie Plus. We've roasted Genie Plus. Really worked out for me. Have patience in trying to get a reservation to Space 220. Worked out. Have patience trying to get a Peloton class. Because I kind of roasted them too, and now look at me. Worked out. Just give everything like a little second chance, you know?
I like it. Let it breathe.
Yeah, if it doesn't go the first time, it may go the second time.
I love it.
That's all. So today we chat about, a little bit more about my trip. And then we answer some questions from the Facebook group, which are some really great discussions. I enjoyed those today. And that was really about it, huh?
Yeah.
But it was a good conversation. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
We're getting good at this, 20 episodes.
High five to us.
You were supposed to air five me. Okay.
You did.
Okay. All right.
I was there.
All right. It's fine. All right. Let's jump into this. Let's go. Hey.
Hey.
You're welcome, listeners. It's a little less chaotic today.
Yeah. We're all in our own spaces. The men have left.
Good mics.
Peace returned. Yeah.
We're not yelling over each other talking about Pokemon. You are welcome.
Exactly.
Apologize for what was last week, although it seems that a lot of people enjoyed it.
Organized chaos.
I am not going to lie. I've listened to it multiple times and have laughed. And I don't usually, I listen to our pod back once just to make sure that I can remember what we discussed. Yeah. But I've listened to this one a couple times because it's so funny at times. But do you ever listen to it back and then you hear yourself say something and then you're like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? Or
all the time.
Okay, well, in this last episode, there's one part that I was like, I am the rudest human ever. And it was when Kyle was trying to tell he was so excited about his new job. And he's like, so I'm following my dreams and I got a new job. And I was like, they already know that. And I meant it as because I already bragged about him on the pod the week before. But listening to it back, I was like, oh my God. I sound like the worst fiance ever. But that's how I meant it.
Right. You're putting your editorial note in, what you meant by what you said.
Yeah, I just think sometimes we talk about something and it comes off a little bit better in my head.
All the time happens to me.
Anywho, part of doing the pod, right?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, so I saw you last week.
Thank God.
Seriously, wish I could have hung out more. You were working.
Yeah. I know. I hate working.
Seriously, kills my vibe. But
kills my vibe too.
I'm trying to think of what else Kyle and I did while we rode Guardians.
Yeah. And I believe your takeaway was that you didn't even care about the holiday music. It was that good.
My first takeaway is that I'm sad that you get motion sick because the ride is incredible.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's so good. And I mean, I'm a coaster girl, so I loved it. The holiday music, it was great. I love Christmas more than anything, but I really want to experience it with how it's supposed to be with the full rock music. Yeah. But it was so good. We rode it twice. So here's my little tip for those going to the parks who want to ride Guardians. They have the virtual queue, which you can do at 7 a.m. from anywhere. I tried at 7 a.m., did not get it. I was there refreshing, didn't work. But right at 7 a.m. when I didn't get it, I did buy Lightning Lane so that we could for sure ride it. And we rode it around 11:30. And then if you are in the parks, you can try to get virtual queue again. Sorry, if you are in Epcot, you can get virtual queue again at 1 o'clock. and I was able to get it for 1:00. So we were able to ride it twice.
Nice.
Which I was really excited about because the first time, because we'd never rode it, it's like you're experiencing it all and you have like no idea what's going on. Where then like the second time we rode it, we like noticed more things. But it was so good.
Yeah.
So good. And I will say we also rode Avatar while we were there, Flight of Passage when we were there this week. And when I got into that ride, I was like, this is the first ride where Disney really started to make the queues super immersive.
Yeah.
And I hope they continue that for like all rides moving forward. Like, and they do that in Guardians too, to the extreme. I'm not going to say anything because if you haven't rode it, you're like, what the? But you're like immersed in the whole thing from like the get-go, which is, I think, is what sets apart Disney rides. It's like the same thing with Rise or Mickey and Minnie and Mickey Runaway Railway. Like that's super immersive. I don't know. I just love that. So
yeah. Do you think, so I've obviously never ridden it, but I've also never waited in line for it, which like knowing what you're saying now, when I wait in line for Rise, it's awesome. It's like 50% of the experience is the line.
Yeah, so because I did Lightning Lane and then I also did Virtual Queue waits in like the regular line where you would wait, and then Lightning Lane is obviously a faster line. And Kyle actually enjoyed waiting in the Virtual Queue line because there was so much to like see. I don't do Marvel, but he does. It's like his favorite. Obviously, he talked all about that last week. But he loved seeing like some of the Marvel stuff that they had there. So, yeah. It was 10 out of 10. Cool. 10 out of 10.
Well, when you come back, I'll wait in line with you until that very last moment so I could at least see the queue.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then you ride and I'll meet you at the end.
Okay, great. Like it was, we got off, we're smiling so big. I have tears running down my face from like it laughing, and it happened both times. It's so incredible. I wish you could ride it.
What do you love about it? Do you love that there's like 27 loop-de-loops, or you love that the animatronics are great, or you like I know literally nothing. So
well, I don't want to give too much away. I will say it is like Space Mountain on crack. It's the smoothest roller coaster ever, but also you're in like you're in a coaster, but then the carts are 4, and the carts spin on their own as well. But then, like, also, it's like a screen in there, but the screen is, like, so real.
Cool.
I don't know. It's so good. It's so good.
Makes me feel sick just thinking about it, but, like, I'm so glad you like it.
That is, and I got off and I was like, I can see how people get sick on this, but, like, let's do it again. It's so good.
Nice.
Anywho. Also, Kyle, while we were there, did Mission Space.
Yeah.
And I don't get motion sick, but I rode Mission Space one time in my life, and I will never step foot on that ride ever again.
Yep.
And he was like, it's 20 minutes. Should I do it? And I'm like, just go do it. And he was like, you're right. I need to do it because I need to like see what you all are talking about. And he got off and he was like, I will never do that again, but I'm glad that I can join in on the conversation.
Good.
It was
That's the most we could ask for.
It was rough.
That's hilarious.
And I think that was really it. What else did we do that trip? Oh, I tried a Zebra Dome. You
tried a Zebra Dome, and what's your review?
I thought they were really good. I don't know if they were like AJ really hyped it. Maybe it's because I didn't get it fresh off quote whatever they make it on. But
right.
They were really, I thought they were good. Kyle didn't really love it, but he doesn't love desserts. And I think he's like a weird like texture guy, and they kind of have like a weird texture.
Aren't they like a mousse inside a chocolate dome, right?
I think it's like a mousse inside, but it's like the chocolate dome on the outside isn't like hard.
Right.
It was kind of weird. I don't know, but it was good.
Well, I'm glad you tried it.
Yeah, I did try it. We did the Christmas party.
You did the Christmas party, and also I want to hear about the Hangar Bar.
Oh, okay. And also
I saw you did a little tasting plate.
Yes. Okay, so I did the Christmas party. I have a couple takeaways from this. Yes,
Okay.
it is more expensive than previous years.
Okay.
One, I thought it was really awesome. They gave us an ornament when we first walked in.
It was beautiful too. It wasn't like a junky ornament.
No, it's like a metal. It's nice, and it has the year 2022 on it, which I always love an ornament with the year on it. So loved that. Also, something I didn't know they did, which we kind of talked about this, and maybe I did know they did this, and I just like thought this was my own genius idea, was Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah.
They put out Christmas lights.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite things at the Christmas time. Yeah.
So I don't know where I was like, they should put spectacle of the dancing lights there, which maybe they still should because
They still should.
because their Christmas lights that they put out are like, but love the idea.
It's like, yeah, it's something to see. It makes that ride like at least 3 points better.
Well, at least the ride itself is like,
2 points.
I mean, unless you're a little kid. Can you imagine like being a little kid and you get to drive a car? That's magic, right?
I want to take my old people because they can't like drive anymore.
Oh my
so
God.
I feel like that they could like take their honey on a cruise, you know?
You should.
Would that be fun?
Oh, I'll come down and help chaperone that trip.
Come help chaperone and also like help me buy tickets because that's the other hard part. But
Oh man, that would be fun.
yeah.
Okay, so that was my takeaway from the Christmas. Well, and obviously the parade was 10 out of 10. You know I love a good old parade.
How about food freebies? Were there cookies and hot cocoa?
Okay, so it was cookies and hot cocoa and eggnog.
Oh,
Hey, did you know? I just Googled this like 2 weeks ago with Angela. Did you know that eggnog is like literally made out of eggs?
yeah.
And I like kind of liked
gross.
it, and now I can't even, the idea of it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like you can make it at home with eggs.
Right.
That's freaky.
right.
And why are they just like bottling it up now?
Yeah. It's gross. But people get real into it. People like love
No,
eggnog.
I know. People are like here for
shortage.
eggnog.
Yeah.
Anywho, so they had eggnog, and then like, yeah, but like now we're like mass producing free eggnog. I just couldn't get down with the idea. Okay,
Like
but they also had,
scrambled eggs.
oh, stop. Okay. So they also had cookies,
Okay.
Cheryl's cookies.
Oh, nice. I love Cheryl's cookies.
Yeah, they were like individual wrapped, and like each station had its own like different flavor. So,
Good for Cheryl's cookies.
yeah, sponsored.
Yeah.
Let us know if
Good
you
for
want to
them.
sponsor us. That was that. Any other questions about the party?
I don't think so. Did you wait in any lines, like to meet any characters?
Didn't do any characters. We rode some rides, but yeah, it went by so fast, and but also we didn't get there until like 7. Like we kind of waited until the
Okay.
party actually started. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Were there any rides with Christmas overlays besides
Space
Tomorrowland
Mountain.
Speedway? Okay.
Space Mountain had like strobe lights inside that were like red and green and like white, and they like blasted like the rock Christmas songs.
Cool.
So it was really fun. And Kyle actually, it was like a whole different experience for him because it was like because the lights were so bright, you could actually like see the track where usually you can't see the track. So that was cool. Yeah.
Cool.
He liked that a lot. And the fireworks were actually really, really great.
Were you at the castle from your view?
Yeah, we were like halfway like on Main Street.
Were there Main Street projections?
No, and that's why I thought we were going to stand there because I thought there was not.
Yeah.
But the projection, the Christmas firework projections, so good. There's like one part, you know the song. I don't know the actual words, but you know like the version of it. It's like ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that song. They do that, and like the projections are 10 out of 10.
Cool.
Cliff Flicks for sure must have it. Take a look.
I know. I was just browsing him today. When I was browsing Taylor Swift music videos, I also was browsing Cliff Flicks and needing to watch the Hocus Pocus Spectacular. So,
Well, watch the Christmas one. It has to be on
Yeah.
there. There's just no doubt.
smart.
Oh, okay. So then Hangar Bar.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hangar Bar is at Disney Springs. Something fascinating about them is that they're first come, first serve. So like
You mean no reservations?
no reservations, which is a
Got
little
it.
chaotic, but hey, whatever. They have a very cool. Well, first they like deck the whole place out on Christmas. I mean, it's
Cool.
Christmas everywhere, and then they have a really cool Christmas menu. They had.
Cool.
I drank a rum chata. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I was like kind of fine. I think maybe I can drink rum.
Hey.
But they serve you a rum chata with a plate of cookies.
Oh.
So it was like milk and cookies is what like the name of it
Yeah.
was. Then they also had a hot cocoa flight, 3 different types of hot cocoa. One was like a white
Right.
chocolate, one was like a cookies and cream, and one was a butterscotch, I think. The butterscotch was 10 out of 10. They were all alcohol. I'm trying to think. They had one menu item that was so funny. It was there were venison sliders. I know I don't eat venison, but the name of it was like something about like grandma's revenge because like grandma got ran over by a reindeer. So it was like very creative, so cool. So I do
That's
recommend checking that place out during the holidays. Very cool.
Did you have to do anything special to get the holiday menu, or they just have it out?
They were like super busy, so they didn't actually give us the menu, but I had seen the menu prior, and if you like went on the app, it was there to see it. And then when we left, we saw a sign in the opening that said like the holiday menu.
But like you kind of had to look for it or know what you were looking for.
Definitely. And we actually talked about that when we were there. We were like, wow, if we didn't know about this prior, I'm sure people are looking around like, where did they get these hot cocoa flights?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean,
Well,
it was cute.
it seems so cute.
The plate of cookies was like so cute.
But was it good?
Yeah, they were good, and they were all like Oreo type cookies, like 2 cookies stuffed with something. They were like nice cookies.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
glad you enjoyed it.
thank you.
Yep.
Besides hanging out with us on Wednesday, which we are going to go over our Space 220 experience, did you do anything else this week that you want to share with the class?
Nothing particularly notable.
Okay.
Just been working a lot, and my tree is finally up. It's over here, but you can't really see it.
Oh, yay.
I got to decorate the tree and deck the halls.
Yes.
And I'm alone right now. Age is in New York for
I
work.
totally forgot that.
Yeah.
Why the heck
so
am I not down there with you?
I don't know.
Seriously, anytime AJ leaves, you need to like call me.
Okay, next time.
Okay, great. All right. You know what we haven't done in a real hot minute?
A review of the week?
A review of the week.
Let's do it.
Let me find one here real quick. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, here we are. We have a review from Shannon Pell. She wrote, "No more Sunday scaries. I look forward to Mondays since the pod launched." I love that. It truly makes my commute so much better when listening. Very relatable conversations about adulting, Disney, and everything in between. You are missing out if you don't listen.
Oh.
That is so sweet. Thank you, Shannon. Much appreciated. Send us a DM if you heard us give your review. We'll send you over a little something.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump into this. First, I have a follow-up on the hot dog story in our pod last week.
Okay.
My mother-in-law, Lorraine, listened, and she let us, since Kyle was only 5, she let us know that, yes, the bird did poop on the hot dog, and that she asked Reed if he would rinse off the hot dog.
No.
And he wouldn't. So then she had to give him her hot dog.
Oh my god.
Like a true mother.
Nice.
So that was funny. She texted us yesterday and was like, loved the pod, and then gave us that little update on the hot dog story.
That is hilarious.
So good.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I just want to, let's chat about our experience at Space 220.
Yeah.
So we finally got to do that. Again, we mentioned it last time, but Courtney got the reservation like 2 hours before we went.
Yeah.
speaking of that, I just found out, you didn't know this either, that reservations at Disney now, you have 2 hours to cancel before you get charged.
That's what you were telling me. Unbelievable.
Yeah, little fun fact. So maybe that is why we got it like 2 hours before, is that people were canceling. So just something to know. Okay, Space 220. It is in Epcot over by Mission Space.
Yep.
And it's like a whole experience.
It's a whole, like, my takeaway from Space 220 is that it's like going on the Galactic Star Cruiser, but like on a budget.
That is such a good way to put it.
Thanks.
They really immerse you in it. Like, you get like a boarding pass, and then you get on the spaceship.
The space elevator.
The space elevator. And you fly up to space, and you literally watch yourself take off from Epcot. Very cool. When you get up there, it's a little fun thing I thought was cool was that it's nighttime at night, but it's daytime during the day. So if we ever decide to go for lunch, you would see daytime because we went at nighttime. What else?
It was a prefix menu, so I think that's important to note.
I did find out that because you can try to get like bar seats. Yeah. I don't think they have the prefixed menu. I think they have smaller, like, little plate options, not the prefixed menu.
Yeah, I would love to snag a bar res.
Yeah, just to try other things.
Yeah.
But I will say that prefixed menu. So a prefixed menu is you pick an appetizer, a main dish, and a dessert, and it's all into one price. I believe ours was $80.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I think it was roughly that. But they had a ton of options.
Yeah.
Because right now at California Grill for the 50th anniversary, they also have a prefixed menu. And we did that for mine and AG's birthday. And I don't remember there being as many options as there was at Space 220.
Yeah, I agree. Or maybe the options just weren't as out there.
True.
They were more like appetizing options.
Yes.
Unless you have like a refined palate and you like to eat snails.
Fair.
Or whatever.
But I think so for appetizers, we all got 4 different things.
Yep.
And loved all 4.
Yep.
Same thing with the dinner. And then I think dessert, we all got the
you
same.
and I thing, maybe.
Yeah. But it was so good.
So good.
I couldn't recommend it more. I think we kind of left like that was a great experience, and I'm so glad that I did it, and I would recommend it to everyone, but it's not something that I would do on every trip, or if I ever did it again, it would be to share it with other people. Like, we already experienced that, so like next time we would go with like do something else, but it is like something that I do recommend you doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I agree with all of that, and I will say that one part of it we didn't touch on yet is cocktails. And so I would go back for, like we were talking about earlier, for a bar res to try out, because like the drinks were great and they were fun too.
So fun, so creative. Mine was like bubbling.
Yours was bubbling, and it was in like a really unique glass.
And I could only take 2 sips, and I literally felt like I was on space, so Kyle had to drink the rest.
True.
That happened. But they had another drink that none of us got, but it has like pop rocks around the rim.
Yeah.
They had one that I saw at another table that looked like it had like cotton candy on it.
Yep.
And there was like, I don't know, a very large cocktail menu with very unique drinks.
Well, speaking of drinks, but to leave Space 220 for a second and stay there, they and Animal Kingdom Lodge both had like a pretty, not extensive, but like a pretty unique, at least 3 options each mocktail menu.
Yeah, agreed.
Which was really impressive to me. They weren't like crappy mocktails either. Like the ones at Animal Kingdom had fake spirits in them.
That was cool. I've never seen that. That was interesting because it was like you still had to be like 21 and older to get those drinks. But I will say, because I'm the one that doesn't drink, I feel like Disney is upping their game on mocktail options
Yeah.
because remember that cool drink I got at Steakhouse 71? It like has ice cream like sherbet in it.
Yeah.
I think it was actually only like Sprite, grenadine, and like orange sherbet, but it was so good. And it's like fun, and then I like fit in.
Right.
And then we went somewhere else. Where was that place we went? Grand Floridian. It was like outside of Grand Floridian. No, it was it was the nice one in Grand Floridian.
Narcoossee's.
Was it Narcoossee's?
Yeah, out like on the water.
No, not that one. The other one.
Oh. Citricos.
Oh,
yeah.
I got a mocktail there, and it was in a penguin cup.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a kid's one, actually. That might have been a kid's drink.
Might have been a kid's drink, but it was really cute nonetheless.
Fair enough, yes. Yeah, so that was our take on Space 220.
Yeah.
We would recommend.
Highly recommend.
And just, I guess, keep refreshing your app to see if you can snag a resi. Because that's what we did.
And it wasn't the first time I had seen them that day either. I saw one first thing in the morning, but like I didn't get to you and you get back to me soon enough to snag it. But it did appear. So
yes. And our other tip on reservations would be to search what you're looking for on the app and then click to get a reservation. And instead of just clicking lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, click through the times. Click like...
Don't teach people that. That's my favorite trick.
I know, I'm sorry, but I just feel like we should share our good tips.
You're right.
If you click through the times, sometimes they just randomly pop up. No idea why, but it works. We've had that work multiple times. Basically, the key to Disney is refresh.
Refresh and like be open-minded. If you like must be at Cinderella's Royal Table and you must be there at 9:40 p.m., then forget about it. But
correct.
Like, if you are flexible and willing to go with the flow, you can get some pretty great last-minute stuff.
For sure. All right. Before we jump into some discussions, we got to do what I asks and what's in your bucket.
I have guilt.
You got nothing in your bucket?
I got nothing in my bucket.
Oh, no.
I know. Today is mop day, actually. So I do plan on mopping later. And I guess I could tell you what I'm going to use.
Okay.
Mom dropped off like a sample packet of Tide, but like powdered Tide.
Yeah.
And so I guess powdered Tide's really good to use in the bucket. And it smells really good because it smells like laundry detergent. And it doesn't make suds because it's laundry detergent.
You've never used powdered Tide?
Never. I've used a pod.
Oh my gosh. So when I first started mopping, thanks to you, I was like sharing it on Instagram as people do. And people were coming at me for not using powdered Tide.
Yeah, it's like a thing for sure.
They're like, that is powdered Tide picks up the dirt. Nothing else will. I'm like, whoa. What's in my bucket seems to be working. Yeah, I have powdered Tide now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I do. It does make your house smell really good. And this last time I mopped, which was probably after the last time we podcasted because I felt so guilty that I hadn't mopped, I did add in the Christmas Spirit essential oil.
Nice.
Smelled so good.
Yes.
So we do that. Recommend. All right. We have some...
So what's in your bucket? That's the essential oil.
Yeah, that's what's in my bucket. Yeah. Maybe I'll mop today. Yeah. Just kidding. I have way too much going on today. But maybe I'll mop tomorrow.
Yeah. Dream big.
You know. Okay. We have some discussions.
We do.
Our Facebook group came in clutch today.
Thank God for them.
Hallelujah. And they got some good stuff.
I saw that.
So I have this first one, which I really loved because you've been traveling a lot too. So I think you should have some good takes. Jackie Bronza asked us for some airport travel tips for those anxious about flying or those who like haven't flown in a while. So I can start. I will say that as much as I do seem to fly, I am actually not that great of a flyer. I get super anxious because, as you know, if you've listened here, I have a fear of throw up. And the idea of being stuck on a plane in like just trapped there and somebody could throw up at any time just like makes me want to jump off. So, and while I have gone skydiving, I do not have the equipment to jump off at that time. So it really freaks me out.
Cool.
My tips are these lovely headphones. They're noise canceling headphones. I bought these for flying and I put them on and I can't hear a single thing. So
Nice.
there is tip number 1. For me at least. Tip number 2, although I always, for the most part, fly JetBlue or really any airline with Wi-Fi, which I feel like most airlines nowadays have Wi-Fi, I don't care, spend the money on Wi-Fi because I need something to distract myself. But sometimes you get on a plane and their Wi-Fi is not working. So I make sure to always at least have like podcasts downloaded or, you can download shows and stuff right off of like Disney Plus, like onto your iPad or on your phone so you can watch those. I always try to over prepare just in case the Wi-Fi is not working. Or like say you're on JetBlue and they have TVs, your TV's not working. I always try to make sure that I am prepared.
Yeah.
I always have a battery pack to make sure my whole thing about traveling, especially on an airplane, is to be distracted.
Yeah.
Distract myself as much as possible. Yeah, I guess that's my tip.
I like it. Yours are very practical. Mine are very me. Like, I would say my number 1 tip for getting on an airplane is to like ensure that you have a lot of Benadryl. Benadryl will put you to sleep. It's the same diphenhydramine as NyQuil. ZQuil. So like without the pain reliever or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just like you. I want to be distracted, only I really want to be tranquilized. So short of getting like a Xanax prescription and like really committing to the lifestyle, I just take a couple Benadryl.
Fair.
Take a little happy nap.
You wake up and you're there.
Wake up and you're there.
I unfortunately cannot sleep on a plane.
Like no matter, have you tried to drug yourself though?
I have not tried to drug myself, which we do have a night flight coming home from the wedding or a honeymoon. I think I will drug myself then. But yeah. I guess also
it's helpful.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's helpful, I think.
Yeah, I mean if I could just like go to sleep and then wake up, be there, would love that.
Yeah.
I also think so are you a like I think I already know this answer. Are you like a show up to the airport on time, like 2 hours in advance person, or are you like a let's run on the plane?
That's so funny. That was actually going to be my other tip, but it's not relatable, I don't think, because most people don't think about it this way. But for me, I get to the airport as late as possible. Like 9 times out of 10, they are like, Courtney, please report to the plane. You are late. Like all the time. So for me, it's better for my anxiety about flying because I get there, I go through, I have a purpose and something to do until like the second I can't anymore. I don't want to get on the plane first and like sit down and read a book and like relax. I don't want to be on the little tin tube. So like I want to get in it as late as possible and get off as soon as possible. So that's my third tip though. Always pay to upgrade your seat. Not like to first class or anything wild, but like to be able to select your seat.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
We flew Southwest on the way home because I like logged into my Southwest account and had these points from years ago. So we flew home for free. So I was like, well, we have to do it. And we are in 2020, almost 3. Why are we not selecting our seats like that? Why are we standing in a line to get, why?
It makes me crazy.
And name a single person. If you are listening to this, go into our Facebook group and let me know. Yeah. Is there any single person that likes to not have a seat picked out for you?
Right.
Because I just don't get it.
They're trying to pressure you to spend money into paying for your seat.
It doesn't matter.
What?
No. So I will say, okay. So with Southwest, you have to check in 24 hours in advance and you can get a better boarding group. So basically what happens is you are either A through 60, B through 60, or C through 60.
Got it.
So 24 hours, I set my alarm. We're at the Christmas party. My alarm goes off. I go to check in exactly at our flight time, 24 hours. And I get like B45 and B46.
Ugh.
And I'm like, hell no. Nope. Because again, I'm not the best flyer. And if I'm with Kyle, I'm a much better flyer if I'm like with Kyle or with somebody else. So I'm like, I'm not risking not sitting next to you on this flight.
Right.
So I went, you can like pay then to get into A1 through 15. So I paid the money, $80, which I will say is a lot, but we were flying for free. So like, that's how I justified it. But so I got A1 through 15, which so now we're like A2 and 3, which is great. We get to board first and pick our seats first to assure that we're sitting together. However, we get to the airport and we're like waiting around and Kyle's like, oh, I'm going to go grab something to eat. And I'm like, I'm not leaving this spot because I don't want to miss boarding because we need to board first to ensure that we get a seat. So even though we had A1 through 15, you have to be there to board. Like you can't board last and your seat still be there.
So never fly Southwest. Got it.
Yeah. So there's my tip. Fly somewhere where you can pick a seat and like pay the money to pick a seat because that's absurd.
Yes. Agreed.
I think I am also like you and like try to get to the airport to get on the plane and that's about it. But as an anxious flyer or somebody who hasn't flown in a long time, I probably wouldn't recommend that tip. Just because like then you're like waiting in security like, I'm going to miss my flight.
True.
So I don't know if I would take that tip from us, but for us, it works sometimes.
That's fair.
Except for that one time where we were sitting on your couch, just like waiting to drive me to the airport, doing absolutely nothing. And then I missed my flight.
Well,
Gotta do what you gotta do. All right. We have Alex Rumfola. She asked us to pick a resort in each category: value, moderate, and deluxe.
Well, I play this game a lot actually because I help people book trips. I really should be a travel agent again, but
You really should.
whatever.
Okay. So your favorite value?
My favorite value actually is pop because I think that art is overpriced for a value.
Good take. I was going to say art, but you are correct where it is overpriced. It almost is. It should just be moved up to a moderate, personally.
Agree.
But I would say either pop or art for Skyliner transportation is a bonus there, I think.
A bonus there, and it's just not the All-Stars. The All-Stars to me like equate to a 3-ring circus. I can't do it.
I agree. I will say though, all value resorts, they have seemed to have gotten a renovation and they're all pretty nice. So
I just hate the bus loop.
Oh,
You have to wait for a million buses and like
I completely agree there. Okay.
like at that point, especially knowing what I've known now about if you're like on a budget, I would almost suggest sometimes to stay off property now that I know what I know and about all the additional costs.
Yeah.
If you were like super on a budget, I wouldn't say like stay at the All-Star for the benefit of transportation, like free buses. I'd rather like stay at a cheaper hotel and then pay for Ubers.
Agreed.
So
Agreed. Okay, favorite moderate.
Coronado.
I was gonna say Coronado too, especially the new tower is like you're
Yeah.
staying. Well, though. So this last trip, we originally were staying at the tower at Coronado, and then last minute I ended up changing to Animal Kingdom Lodge. They had like an annual pass discount going on, so my stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge was actually $100 cheaper than my stay at Coronado Tower, which Coronado is a moderate and Animal Kingdom is a deluxe, which is fascinating. And the whole reason why I switched was, one, it was a little cheaper, but two, certain parks every once in a while have extra magic hours for deluxe staying guests. And I was hoping that we were going to go over to Magic Kingdom one night from like 11 to 1, but the only night they offered that was Wednesday. And we had a 6 a.m. flight, and there was just no chance we were making that. But interesting. Anywho, mine also would be Coronado. That tower. The tower actually gives me very Riviera vibes. It's like
Me too.
very, very nice. And then deluxe.
For me, it's hard to say because it really depends on what the purpose of the trip is. Because if I'm paying for a deluxe hotel, I plan on staying at the hotel
Agreed.
more. So it just depends. Like I've done Christmas at the Grand Floridian in the DVC rooms and like can't beat it. It's the perfect vibe for Christmas. It's so cute. Like loved every minute of it. They have TVs built into the mirrors and stuff. So it's like very cool.
Yeah.
But if I'm going by like straight resort stay, I might say Beach Club DVC rooms. They're very like crisp and clean. And then you get the pool access, which is really cool. But also, like, I just booked a night at Animal Kingdom Savannah View because
why not?
Why not? So,
I couldn't agree more. I always answer, especially when you're staying at a deluxe resort, you're paying money or you have DVC points, but you want to be able to stay at that resort.
Yeah.
So I always think of it of like what we're doing for that trip. So there is, especially like if you're spending a lot of time in Magic Kingdom, then I would probably pick a deluxe resort on the monorail loop, probably the Polynesian. But if you really are staying a whole lot in the hotel, I loved our stay at the Beach Club. That pool.
Yeah.
That's the best pool on property.
Yeah.
You can't convince me otherwise.
Agree.
This is a fun one from Jamie Labar. She asked our ideal Disney trip, not a dream trip, but like how long, favorite things to do, time of year, etc. Which is kind of hard for you to answer since you do live there. But
yeah, I live here, so mine would be about land, probably.
Okay, fair. Okay, I'll go. I would say this is maybe a little unrealistic. My favorite trip is like a nice little, not little, because they are still expensive. That's why we can't do this all the time. But 3-night Disney cruise, and then you come over to Disney World and do like 2 nights. That is ideal.
Nice.
And time of the year, this time of year when I just went, perfect. You get like 75, 80 during the day, and then you have to put a sweatshirt on at night. That is Shelby's dream world right there.
The climate is good, and the crowd level is good.
It was good the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it wasn't. You should not visit the week after Thanksgiving.
Smart.
As far as like my favorite things to do, I think it definitely depends on the time of year. I do always love our trip this time of year because of the weather, like I just mentioned, but I do love to go to the Christmas party. I love to see all the Christmas things. I love to resort hop and check out the gingerbread houses. And I mean, I'm just a girl who loves Christmas, so I do love that.
Agree.
What would you say?
I don't know. I would say maybe a week at Disneyland, but like not necessarily all day, every day parks. Like a week gives you some room to breathe, right? And like explore the hotel and jump in the pool in the afternoon. And,
yes.
Like also see a little bit of LA, which I don't know if that discounts the purpose of being at Disney, but I like the mix of both. So for me, like an ideal trip, not a splurge dream Tokyo Disney Sea trip, but like,
right.
You know,
I agree. So anytime we come, we pretty much only do like 3 nights. That's like our max. It's just like works out. Usually it's around a weekend. Kyle doesn't have to take a lot of time of work, and that's all we're there for.
Right.
Every time I'm like, I wish we had like 2 more days so that it didn't feel so crammed. And like we could have done, like we didn't get to see Hollywood Studios at night this trip, which is like the best at Christmas time. And I was like, dang it, we need like 1 more night, or just to not feel so go, which, I mean, I'm the queen of, I will sleep in on a Disney trip, or I try my best. Didn't sleep in at all this trip because I had to wake up at 7 a.m. every day for Genie Plus, but don't get me started. Okay.
Yeah, but Genie Plus paid off for you, so.
It did, but like, it's 7 a.m. I want to sleep.
I agree.
Okay, but while we're on the topic of like trips that aren't dream trips, what is your dream Disney trip?
Tokyo Disney Sea.
I agree with that. Of course, who doesn't want to go to like Tokyo Disney Sea? There is another trip that I really want to take. We should do this sometime. Ashton did it, and I always think about it, is it's actually an Adventures by Disney trip, but it's an Adventures by Disney trip to Disneyland. And
Paris?
it's like, so you have a guide the whole time, and they guide you through the parks. I know you have like some free time on the parks, but you also get to see, like, you get to tour like the Disney animation studios and
Cool.
all those studios. It looks so awesome, and I know that they had like the best time. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 days. It's definitely a little pricey, but they already have like your dining reservations included, your park tickets, your stay, which I believe was at like the Grand Californian. It just looks really awesome. I wanted to do it as part of our honeymoon, but they didn't do it until like March or something. I think they haven't been doing it since COVID. I don't know, but it looks really awesome. But it's a trip through Adventures by Disney.
I forgot that was a thing, but like, what a great idea.
Yeah, so that is my probably reasonable dream Disney trip. Does that make sense? Because
yeah,
we gotta like really buckle down for Tokyo.
we're going though. I'm going at some point.
We are going.
Yeah,
Add it to the bucket list.
done.
All right. Now I have one last thing. A little game.
A little game.
We got to pick one. These also came from our Facebook group. But I gave this example first, which was pick one, space, splash, or thunder. Which I actually think we've done this before.
I think so too, but it's thunder still.
It's still thunder, always. I don't want to get wet. Don't want to lose my head.
Yep.
Speaking of, okay, I have a little fun. So Kyle is very like convinced that on Space Mountain you could get beheaded or lose an arm for sure.
I've ridden it with like a giant, and he was fine.
Well, so we had somebody like so tall behind us. When we got off, he saw a cast member like walking off the ride too. So we asked them, and there's like a 6-foot bubble around you at all times.
Nice.
So there is no maximum height.
And you're seated, so 6 foot is
plenty of room.
Right.
Yeah. So a little fun fact for you that he asked. Okay, pick one. A Dole Whip, a Mickey Pretzel, or a churro?
Pass.
None?
Not really.
What do you mean?
I'd rather have like a Mickey premium ice cream bar.
Okay. I mean,
what would you pick?
A Disneyland churro.
Oh, see, I haven't had one yet.
But if there is a churro, you need to go try it. I didn't know it existed till after I left. At Magic Kingdom right now, that's like a Christmas cookie churro.
Oh.
At the cart in front of the castle.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay. I would still take a churro, but have you ever had the cream cheese pretzels?
No, are they good?
They're so good. I wish they would make it Mickey shaped so it'd be even better. Okay, favorite festival? Arts, Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, or holidays? I guess not favorite. Like, pick one.
Arts.
I thought you were going to say that.
I farts.
I think I'm going holidays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I just really like the holidays.
That's fair. Okay.
And in Germany, they have a cheese bread bowl. And I just really love cheese and bread.
That sounds absolutely delicious.
It's literally a bread with cheese in it.
I'm going to go get that. Maybe this afternoon.
Okay, if you go, can you also get me some caramel popcorn? Because I didn't get any, and now I've been dreaming about it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks. I was just going to say something. Oh, I feel like most people's is probably Food and Wine.
Yeah.
Actually, or Flower and Garden. Flower and Garden is a vibe. I do like it. But
Flower and Garden is underrated, yeah.
Food and Wine, it would be up there for me, but I've said it before, they've killed it by starting it in like freaking June.
Agree. It's too long.
If it was only in the fall, it would almost be up there on my list. But now that it's like half of a year long, it just doesn't do it for me anymore.
I agree. Same.
And then the last one is favorite lounge. Baseline, Nomad, or Rose and Crown?
Nomad.
In Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
I read this question and I was thinking to myself, like, which one? And I think mine might be Nomad too.
It's so cute in there. And the cocktails are divine.
And the churros are the best thing you will ever have.
I'm into the sliders there, but okay.
I have had those too, also good. But I will say Baseline, I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too, but like we were there in the middle of a rainstorm, so it was literally our savior.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm as attached to it, just like as a pit stop.
Well, so we did it this last trip, and it was just like it's like such a great like break point.
Yeah, it's
And, like,
a good location.
Kyle loved getting a beer.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome that if you get a non-alcoholic drink, they're refillable.
I agree with that.
Very cool. And I'm still not over that charcuterie board is $12.
I agree. It's a nice charcuterie board.
For $12 at Disney?
Yeah.
What?
Disney?
You can't get that at Disney? $12?
You right.
Just saying. Just throwing that out
You
there.
right.
So, but I still think Man's Nomad.
Yeah. And
All
Rose
that
and
to
Crown,
say.
I can't believe that made the list. I'd love to know that person's logic, like what they like about Rose and Crown.
I've never been to Rose and Crown.
That's what I'm saying. I've been there for dinner, like to sit at a table, but never at the bar.
Maybe it's something that we're missing out on and we need to scope out
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
next time.
All right.
Did you know that I'm with you in like a month?
Yeah, we're doing a race.
Less than a month.
A 10K, but you have like big goals for us, which makes me scared.
I didn't talk about this.
What?
I got a Cody class.
You got a Cody class.
Courtney, I got a Cody class.
I freaking know.
I'm going to meet Cody freaking Rigsby.
He's going to be more than just an aura in the air near you in New York.
I'm going to say it. I think on like my list of people to meet, it's like Taylor Swift, Cody Rigsby.
Really?
I think he's just like changed my life.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I don't want to get like super cheesy here, but like, one, I'm now motivated as all hell to get in the best shape of my life for the next 6 weeks before I do this class, which also works out great because I get married in like, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. So that's great for me. But Kyle said something to me the other day about working out. And I was like, I didn't really work out until I had my Peloton. Like, I worked out at home to like convince myself that I earned a Peloton. But I've really, besides when I was like cheering in my school ages, I really didn't work out. And now I'm like, look at me go.
Yeah, that's fair. He's really changed your life.
I mean, and other Peloton instructors. Like, I would die for a class with Jess Sims. But I got a Cody class.
I'm so happy for you.
And I will say, okay, so we tried to get this on The Bachelorette, all 5 of us. Not a single one of us got into a class.
Right.
So when I was going to get this class, which for all you Peloton users out there, if you're trying to get a live class, it is 6 weeks, Monday, 6 weeks before the class that you're trying to get into. Like that weekend of classes at noontime Eastern time. So when I was trying to do it, Kyle was like, well, who are you going to go for? I was like, Cody. And he's like, well, maybe you shouldn't go for Cody because everybody's trying to get into a Cody class. Right. Which was a very good point. But I got in and I see a Cody class there and I'm like, I'm just going to do it. So I click Cody and it says no class available. I refresh and it says book. I click book. It says, do you want to use this credit? I said yes. And then all of a sudden I was in.
Nice.
All within like 20 seconds. You should have seen. You should have heard my gasp.
I believe it. Kyle, you were texting me excitedly.
Yeah, Kyle was going into his like first meeting for his new job, and the second that I got into the class, and I'm over there like, and he's like, "You got it?" And I was like, "I got a Cody class." And then all of a sudden I hear like, "Hey everybody," and I'm like, "Oh no!" And now I couldn't even like celebrate with him.
Oh.
But I got a Cody class. I can't even.
So excited for you.
So I'm on track. Oh, but anyways, my moral of this is you better keep up because your girl's getting in shape. And the week before my Cody class, we have a 10K. And
Ooh.
I already worked out this morning, so
Oh wow, what a challenge.
get on it. Although
Right.
on our watches, you know how we're in a competition right now? You are currently beating me.
Thank God.
But
I'm not sure I understand.
that was me.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't understand how I'm not beating you.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Oh, okay. Anyways, that's all I got for you.
I love it. What a fun day we had.
That was a fun day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Facebook group.
Thanks, Facebook group.
I feel like we chatted with them.
I love them. Also, like, shout out to my girl who's going to go get Junior's Colombian burger with me.
Yeah, well,
You don't know about
I don't know
from
about
the-
that.
Aya, but
Oh, okay. I was like, where did we talk about that?
yeah.
Got
You're not
it.
invited. It's free.
It's fine. You guys can go do that. All right. That's all. Have a great week.
Thanks, you too. Until next time.
Until next time.
Love you guys.
See you real soon.